Good morning and happy Friday. So, neuroassociative conditioning. How do we use it? Why do we care about it? We talked a couple of days ago about, and yesterday about how it works and what it is. Whenever you're in an intense state and something happens, there's a trigger, you now have a neuroassociative conditioning. And over time, we've been conditioned for dozens and dozens of things. And the big thing to know is this is happening all the time. And so rather than being at the effect, we want to be at the cause. We want to be creating our own neuroassociative conditioning to what we want to have happen in our life, as opposed to having somebody else conditioning us so that we're doing what they want us to do. We don't want the alcohol companies and the tobacco companies and McDonald's and these companies to guide our actions. We want to guide our own actions. So how does it happen? How do we do this? Well, do you remember the story of Pavlov with the dogs? Pavlov was a psychologist, psychiatrist, a medical physician, and he had a group of dogs in his research facility, and he would have them smell their food. He would feed them at the same time so that they were conditioned to know when the food was coming. And then he would have them smell their food and he would ring a bell. Smell their food, ring a bell. Smell their food, ring a bell. Well, it wasn't long, and if he rang the bell, the dogs would salivate like they were going to eat. We're no different. Okay, we get conditioned the exact same way. So the way to condition yourself is, if there's an intense state, have something happen. Intense state, have something happen. This is why we do the incantations that we do. This is why language is so effective. This is why you have to pay attention to all of those things, because it conditions us. If you wake up every day and you read your mission statement, I, Tim Mahoney, see, feel, hear, and know that the purpose of my life is to be a beacon for what is possible for myself and others now and the future. If that is the message that you're giving to yourself, you're conditioning yourself that that's where you're going to head. The old idea of fake it till you make it, there's a reality in that. If you walk and talk and dress and feel like the things that you want to become, you will become those things. We've used the example of the military again and again and again. How do they do it? How do they create a Marine? They don't start by taking them to the rifle range and teaching them how to be the greatest shooters with their rifle ever. That's not where they start. They start with your haircut. They start with your clothing. They start with how you carry yourself. They start with your bed. They start with how you keep everything. They start with how you walk. They start with how you talk. They start with the little things, and the little things become big things. You will embody what a Marine is. You will eat, you will sleep, you will like a Marine. You will do everything like a Marine, and you will become like a Marine. Once you start acting and talking and walking and dressing and looking like a Marine, now we will teach you how to fight. Now we will teach you how to shoot. Now we will teach you how to survive in all these different areas. But that's not where they start. When they're going to teach you how to be a Navy SEAL, when you go to CRT training, they break you down. They break you down till you are the essence of yourself, and then they build you back all up with the training. So the first part is Hell Week. Hell Week isn't designed to train you anything. It's designed to teach you that if you're going to be a member of this elite force, that means that you're able to go through all of this and you don't ring out. Then you are worthy of taking all this training. You are worthy of becoming a Navy SEAL and CRT training. So the same thing happens with us. Ding, ding, ring the woof, woof. Ding, ding, woof, woof. That's how we remember it. So the way we condition ourselves is put ourselves in a peak state. Let me explain that. Why the intense state? Remember the 9/11 example. You can tell me where you were when 9/11 happened. How come? Because it was such an emotional thing. It was visual, it was audio, it was kinesthetic, and it was extreme. Because of that, the conditioning grooved in like a needle in a record, way deeper and way more intense. if you don't have the intensity, the emotional intensity, you can still create the conditioning. It just happens over time. That's the example of a rich. It's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich person to go to heaven. I mean, those types of things that just keep getting said to us over and over and over again, and after a while, we start to believe them. And so you can do it with repetition. But if you have this intensity, then you don't need to repeat it as often. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't. But the more intensity, the more deeper the groove, the more you're going to create the new conditioning. So if you want to condition yourself towards, eating, if you want to condition yourself towards, certain foods, the more intense that you put yourself in the state, the more that condition is going to stick. But the best thing to do is to condition an identity. And that means who you are as a person. That's the incantations. That's the using your physical body, using your language, using your emotions, and condition this new identity. So we're going to be talking over the next, we're on day 5. We're going to be talking over the next 25 days, all kinds of different ways to help you do this. But you need to understand what it is and how it works and why it works. And just start to be conscious of the fact that this is going on and start to condition yourself. When you wake up in the morning, start saying the things that you are. I mean, all of those little things that we have made fun of over the years on Saturday Night Live, the incantations and the things in the mirror where you say back to yourself, okay, that stuff all has an impact. Coffee's ready. There's a reason that people do all of those things, and that's because they do actually have an impact and work. If you get up every day and say your new identity, I, Bill Fisher, see, feel, hear, and know that I am this, and this, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, well, guess what? You're going to start to embody that. If you decide that you're going to be a best-selling author, I'm going to be a best-selling author, and you continue to ingrain that into your body, you will start to head in that direction. I'm a super athlete. I'm this, I'm that. Those identities that you're creating will take effect, and you can go into another direction. Think about this. I bet all of you that are watching have something in your life now that you didn't have at one time. That you have something that you really wanted to create, and you, at the time when you decided to do it, you really didn't know how you were going to get it done. I mean, and part of you even thought, I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to accomplish that. And now it's just part of who you are. Well, how did you do that? Well, first of all, you made a decision that you were going to actually accomplish this outcome, but then you started to see it in your head. Wayne Gretzky said that he was able to see the hockey puck going into the net before he actually took a swing at it. He was able to visualize exactly how the puck was going to go into the net. That's incredibly powerful. And because of that, he scored more goals than anybody else. He was able to see what he was going to do. Steve Jobs didn't set out to just create a personal computer that everybody used. He set out to create a dent in the universe. And that meant something specific to him. So, you had something in your life that you thought you weren't going to be able to create, and then you did, in fact, create it. So this is what all of this conditioning is about. And it's happening all the time, and it's great to bring it to the conscious, that we look at it and look at it intentionally. You should now look at every commercial and think to yourself, how are they doing their neuroassociating conditioning? We'll talk about music. One of these days I'll do a thing on music where we go through different songs and why they do what they do. These guys aren't playing checkers, they're playing chess. Okay? That's how they get us to go do what they want. That's how they get us to go buy their products. They get us to go do their stuff. And it's not always bad. It's not bad that Jenny Craig gets you to go lose weight, but just understand how it works. So that way you can do it to yourself whenever you want, and you can also use it on your kids, you can use it on your spouse. So the more intense the state, the more that the neuroassociative conditioning happens and works. And we call it conditioning because it's like working out. It's something that you need to do again and again and again. And you can condition specific things. You can condition yourself to love broccoli. You can condition yourself to hate Kit Kat bars. But the greatest thing is to condition an identity. Because remember, we'll do a lot to avoid pain. We'll do some to go towards pleasure, but we will never violate our identity. Whatever our identity is, we will always be true to it. So if your identity becomes, I'm an athlete, I'm a empire creator, I am a champion of justice, whatever your identity is, I'm the greatest spouse ever, I'm the greatest parent ever, you will stay true to that identity. So when we start conditioning that, that's what incantations are. That's how all this stuff works. Have a great Friday, everybody. Tomorrow, day 6, we're going to start doing, probably start doing assignments. So be ready. And how are you doing on your 4 things? You're supposed to be taking steps on those, so don't forget that. Keep making progress every day. Just do a little bit more every day. And over time, we're going to create significant results over our 30 days. Have a great Friday. Thanks for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.